last time, Eris decided that we need to go into the void because we gotta go save Vershawn's sister. And she's crying out in pain, and we heard about her in pain, and Vershawn was like, yo, we need to go now. So how do we get there? And Yerstola and Vershawn were like, yo, let's make a Vor portal in the little portal. And we're like, yo, good idea. But how are we gonna do that? Because we gotta get to the moon and shit. It's like, well, we could get to our moon, so let's go to Garlemald. Well, we gotta talk to the racists. Blue Julius was thankfully there to help us out. And he had a weird thing with Zero there and was like, please be, do you like men? Say yes, please. And Zero's like, I am clearly a lesbian. And he's like, I know. Then we were able to get them to agree with Blue Julius's help, and with, you know, Garlemald having, like, something of, like, kind of a government, and some of the Garleans being like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be racist. Let's stop.
You say something so controversial, yet so brave.
So then they're like, woo, we did it. And then Vershawn's like, yeah, you can see my sister. And then Y'shtola was like, no, no, no. We need a power source for us to fuel the giant beam cannon to get us up into space. And then Vershawn was like, oh no, what do we do? And then thankfully Thancred showed up and was like, I'm sexy. And everyone was like, hooray for you, you're sexy. And then Zero was like, I'm confused. And we're like, don't worry, Zero, we know you're gay. And she's like, that is true, I told Blue Julius that. So then we team up with Thancred and his boyfriend Urianger, and I take my girlfriend Zero, and the three of us go to this weird random place that was off the coast of the other place. Not the racists, the other racists. The pricky ones. The Charlians. Yeah, Charlemald. So we go to Charlemald, and they're all like, we're racist, but we're, like, better, so you like us better. And then I'm like, I still don't. And then Alizane Alphanos' dickbag of a father showed up, and he's like, I'm a bastard. And I'm like, I hate you, and I don't forgive you. But thankfully, he told us about the island of Ham. We went there, got attacked by polar bears. By that I mean evil polar bears. There were some nice ones, too. We get there, smash some stuff, maybe fight a kraken an 8th time, and would you look at that? We have done it. We got all this juicy aether that was just kind of lying around. And then Thancred gives some words of wisdom at Zero, and she goes, huh. And then we get beamed in the sky, go into the void portal, we get into the void portal, and then, wha-bam, we're on the dark side of the moon, the demon moon. Whoa, watch out. Pretty scary stuff. We get there and the moon's red, like blood. And we're like, huh, this place sucks. So we start looking around, we find a bunch of cool rocks, we find a grave, that's ominous. And after looking for some cool rocks, we find Vershawn's sister. She's alive and in constant pain. So we try to get her out of the Throngler, because who wants to get Throngled? Certainly not her, and certainly not us. So we try to get out of there, and then Golbezdi's nuts just came out of nowhere and was like, flashback time! And then we learned of his tragic backstory, where he and his best roommate? We're trying to save the world. Then Zero was like, sorry, I don't want a part of your threesome because I am a lesbian. And they're like, oh, that's not what we meant. And then Zero had already left. And then unfortunately, Golbezdi's nuts was all like, damn, my friend's dead. And now I'm going to break the wheel and change the cycle and let my friend go down in history. Like, kind of this whole big thing, like, it kind of makes sense, and then he's like, I challenge thee! And I'm like, okay, yeah, and then he, void schlorped, with the Throngler for Sean's sister. She got Throngled, unfortunately. And we hate it. And, then he wants to fight her and us with, us, and then he makes a cube. He makes a math cube for us to fight on, and we fight on with him on the moon. But it turns out it was just a distraction. Then he goes, haha, Golbezdi's nuts. And then he summons, the Xenomussy. Not to be confused with the Xenos Ussy, which is what I like to do every Saturday night, if you know what I mean.
I beg your pardon?
And then we all go, oh fuck, we can't fight that right now. And Vershawn's like, my sister's dead. And we're like, maybe. So So then we leave, get the hell out of there with our lesbian intact, but Rashawn's spirits are broken. And he is so sad. So we get back, Rashawn's depressed, Zero's confused, Astinian still smells bad, and Y'shtola still hasn't quite figured out how to MacGuffin our way to victory. But that is why we are back in 6.5. Figure it all out. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.